Hey, it's Michele Sissom, and I want to welcome you to Entrepreneurs Take Action, the podcast. And today I want to talk to you about list building, and in particular, how to use joint ventures to build your list. So what is a joint venture, you might be thinking? Very simple. It just means that when you work with someone else and, maybe there's a give and take, you've got great content, you share it with their audience, or there's some different ways to do that. And at the same time, you build your list. So I wanted to talk about a couple of ways, 5 ways for you to be able to use joint ventures to build your list. The first is for you to have a conversation with someone who, has an audience that's very similar to yours. They're not necessarily a competitor, and they have a reason for you to be able to bring your great content. They want you to come teach a class for their community, a webinar, a teleseminar, something like that. Okay, so let's say, for example, you are a branding expert and you partner with a business coach to talk to their community about branding. So you see how the audience of the business coach would be interested in that, but the business coach wouldn't necessarily see that as a direct competition. So it's a win-win for both sides, right? So how do you build your list with that? Number 1 would be for you to go out and find these opportunities and offer to create the opt-in and the marketing materials for these webinars. A lot of times the people that you ask to interview you will actually allow you to do that. And so what happens, they go out, they take your opt-in page and they use your marketing materials and they go out and promote to their list because they're doing it for their community. And every time someone from their community signs up to listen to the webinar, they go onto your list. So that's number 1. Number 2 is for you to look at teleseminars and webinars that maybe people won't let you create the opt-in page. Maybe that business coach wants that branding expert to come in and speak, but they're not going to be able to create the opt-in page because the business coach wants to create the opt-in page. So that means that when people opt in for the actual class, teleseminar, or webinar, they are going on the business coach's list, right? So how do you still use that situation to build your list? Well, you have a great freebie to give away at the end of your talk. So be sure that you have a really easy to remember URL that you use in your talks. And, a lot of times people won't let you on those teleseminars or webinars sell something technically, make an offer as they call it, right? But you can do a freebie. So, for me, mine is highlypaidauthority.com. I know anytime I go in and speak somewhere, that's something that I can give away. Really easy to remember URL. And so that is number 2. Number 3 is for you to actually interview someone for your community. Okay, so let's say, for example, we'll still stick with our same example. You're that branding expert, right? And you call the business coach and say, hey, I would like to interview you for my community. And then you create the opt-in page, you create the marketing, and you go out and start promoting that interview. Okay, so still a win-win, still a joint venture. You're bringing in somebody with some exciting new information for your community, information that your community wants, right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is for you to offer a bonus to someone who is creating an online product of some sort. I'll give you a place you can see an example of this. So when I wrote my new book called Take the Risks or Get a Job, and you can go to taketherisksorgetajob.com and see this in action, I invited my clients at the time to offer a bonus on the sales page for my book. And so you can do that. You can see that somebody's got something they're launching and you just say, hey, I have this great freebie. I've got this great video series. I've got this great free report, or I'm willing to do a strategy session with your people or something, right? And as they're promoting their new product, when people go to the sales page, they'll see your stuff. And when somebody buys, then they automatically get offered your information, which gives them the ability to opt into your list. So I can tell you that my clients have gotten lots of opt-ins because I've sold lots of books. So go check it out, Take the Risks or Get a Job, and just scroll down and you'll see the people who have added bonuses to my product offering. So that's number 4. Number 5 is for you to sponsor someone else's event. And then they let you, do some sort of a giveaway. Sometimes that is that you give a physical something. And on that physical something, you have the URL to your freebie. Sometimes it might be that as a sponsor you're speaking, and in your speaking opportunity you can you're in front of the other person's community, and you can make an offer to get on your list by them getting your freebie. There's lots of different ways with sponsoring where you're getting in front of someone else's audience. So, this is really how, one of the methods that we used early on in Decisive Minds to grow our list as fast as we did. We did a lot of webinars. I invited a lot of other people to let me interview them. Why did I do that? Because they want their community to know that I'm interviewing them. And what happens? Their community ends up on my list, right? I've done a lot of sponsorships. I've done a lot of joint ventures. It takes a village, right? It really does. And it takes a village to build your list. It takes a village to build your business. So there you go. Go find someone that you can joint venture with and build your list. All right, this is Michele Sissom saying be decisive. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.